Welcome to the second episode of The Spiel. And today's spiel is going to be all about menopause. Joining the conversation is Elizabeth from Elan Vital Coaching. Welcome, Liz.
Hey, thanks, Nidia. I'm so happy to be here.
And I'm Nidia Harris. I'm a rapid transformational therapist and hypnotherapist, and I pride myself in being a life research expert. Over to you, Liz. Tell us a little bit about how your company, your coaching, and all of your expertise helps women and supports them through this menopause chapter.
Yeah. So I've been a complementary therapist and a health coach for about 20 years now, working pretty much exclusively with women, so passionate about supporting women through life cycles, changes, and just being healthy and vital to deal with what life throws at us. And a few years ago, I started noticing my friends and my clients starting to have interesting issues that suddenly start popping up. Um, so it started dawning on me that we are now entering the premenopause, perimenopause era, and the focus of my coaching shifted because menopause has been such a big taboo and it's not talked about, it's judged. There's so many negative connotations, and women don't know what to do. And what's worse than that, women's doctors don't know what to do. Menopausal women are right at the end of the list of what is important to know about. So thankfully that is changing, but still mostly it is complementary therapists and functional doctors and coaches that are supporting women through this change. So I am very focused on nutrition, lifestyle as a foundation for supporting women through this. I don't think this has to be a horrible time, and I actually believe that this can be a time of immense power and beauty as a change of life from mother to queendom. And that's what I'm here for, to help women find the ways to be strong, to be fit, to feel good, to make the lifestyle changes that they need to do to go through this menopause transition into the second half of their life with vitality, beauty, grace, and strength.
It's a transitional period and one that we are most of the time ill-equipped for. And because it's not a deadline where hit 45, that's it. Now you know what's happening. It's very unpredictable. So a lot of women keep their symptoms to themselves. As you said, it's a little bit of taboo, like who's already going through the change and all of those things. And the hormones shift don't just interrupt our physicality in terms of the hot flashes and the hormonal changes, but our mental state is completely altered. We see a lot more anxiety, emotional dysregulation, and all those things, and then you don't know what's happening with the body. And then you have this rumination when you go to sleep at night because the hormones are keeping you up anyway. And as we know, what you
Yeah.
think about, you bring about. So you're in the cycle of thinking about all the life regrets, all the worry of what's to come in
Yes.
the future, all the weight of, am I good enough? Is this as good as it gets? And your kind of like your bullshitometer is so full that a lot of things change, right? We
Yeah.
start looking at our relationships, and you see a serious uptick around 45 and 55 year of divorces because we're
Yes.
just we're just not willing to put up with the things the way we
Yeah.
were,
I don't know.
you know. So it's that rebirth and that reset that I specialize in from the mental health and hypnotherapy perspective. And you're so right, it can be a beautiful and vital time in our lives.
Yes, absolutely. The one thing that I think women do a lot is we are natural caregivers. So we normalize not feeling good and just stuff it down so that we can keep taking care of everyone around us. And
Yeah.
when you get to this transition, you can suppress the symptoms only up to a point, and then it starts catching up to you. And that's where you have to put yourself as the top priority because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So I
Exactly.
think a lot more education is required and a lot more visibility and outspokenness on behalf of menopausal women. So many women are petrified of this change because it's gotten such a bad rap. And if you go about it prepared and ready and willing to
Mm.
make the lifestyle changes to put yourself first, this time can be absolutely incredible. So, yeah, I'm very curious, Nidia, how can we include hypnotherapy in our approach to treating women with menopausal symptoms?
Thanks for asking, Liz. And that is a great question because people are always thinking, what's the next pill? What's the supplement we can take? And those things have their place, don't get me wrong. But when you are thinking about all these negative things, your RAS, your reticular activity system of the mind, which filters out what's important and to just discard it and focuses on what's to be remembered. When we have this natural negativity bias and we haven't had the right sleep and our hormones have changed and we are not willing to put up with stuff and we start noticing everything and that negativity lens starts to focus on how bad everything is. And so it's important at this time to reset the mind by reminding ourselves and almost rehearsing what's good about your life. Heard it said as vitamin G, vitamin gratitude. It's about making peace. We've lived a bit of a life, so there's a lot of history that's playing around in the mind. There's broken family or the abuse from the past or whatever your trauma is, whatever level of trauma, those things become very hyper focused. And especially when we have the gift of insomnia to help us play out that movie of our past over and over again, which then
Hmm.
focuses all our things. Going into hypnosis and making peace with the stuff that's happened in the past and sort of cutting ties to it and building a bridge and then thinking, okay, I've got this portion of life to live now. Do I want to live this portion off the back of what happened before? Or do I want to say, yes, I accept my past as it is, the could haves, the should haves, the would haves, the guilt trips, and all of that stuff, and resolve it to a conclusion, something like, I did the best I could with the knowledge that I had. And just in that, being able to revisit those things with a bird's eye view in a hypnotic state and making, peace with it, you're able to then plant yourself back into your life today in the body and the vitality that you have today helps you take responsibility, which is what I love about your work, is helping people to find their vitality through nutrition and through exercise and all those wonderful things that you'll touch on just now. But that is how hypnotherapy helps. It's about clearing out that toxicity that's playing out in the past
Hmm.
in the mind and then putting you into the present moment and then giving you that hope, that energy, and the vitality to then progress into this next chapter and making it as beautiful as possible, as full bodied as possible, playing full out. Yes, you're going to leave behind some friendships, maybe a career change, maybe even a husband or partner, whatever
Yeah.
change, right? But it becomes about you, and you actually do put on your oxygen mask first and take responsibility.
Yes, like trimming the tree of life so that new growth can happen.
The pruning will
Beautiful.
begin.
Yes. Beautiful.
Exactly.
So that sounds like a wonderful adjacent therapy because sometimes the trickiest thing I see is that women have blocks in letting go of certain aspects of their lifestyle, or they don't feel they have enough energy, or they have food addictions, or a lot of trauma that is still tripping them up. So it's difficult to create a new lifestyle when people are clinging to the old them, when ladies are holding on to who they used to be. And like you
That's
said,
it.
this transition is your rebirth. It is your rebirth.
It's a
It's,
clean
you
slate.
know, exactly. It's a brand new start for you to be
Mm.
everything that you've ever wanted to be. We have the wisdom of hindsight, of having lived half our lives. We know what we want. we have a bit more resources available to us so we can get after what we want. And
Mhm.
the mental game needs to be strong for this one. And once the holistic picture is in balance, it becomes a joy. It's an absolute,
Yeah.
absolute joy. And the one thing that I really need women to understand about menopause is not to think of it as my best years are now behind me. Your best years
Yeah.
are yet to come, and your body can
Exactly.
be stronger, fitter, and healthier than it's ever been. You can have better sex than you've ever had. You can have better relationships than you've ever had before. You can be physically stronger than ever. Life is phenomenal from midlife. It's incredible.
I love that, Liz, especially when you talk about the bedroom vitality, because it's so true. It's people just are ready to roll over and live the same day out, day in and day out. So this kind of therapy isn't for those people. It's for the ones that are watching the clock of time and going, well, I'm going to grab it every opportunity. I'm going to thrive in this part of my life. And it isn't the same. Our bodies are not the same. We
No.
are all flawed people living
Mm.
flawed life experiences, and that's okay. And I think that's the
Mhm.
thing, is coming to terms with your husband, your partner, your lover is not perfect. Neither are you. And that's
Exactly.
okay. And
Mm.
this, I would like you to speak more about that sexual energy and this time of life, because that's another taboo. And if you're
Mm.
the girl sitting there going, I don't want anything to do with that, great, that is for you, and that's okay. But you, Liz, have said if that is the way you're feeling, then there's something actually wrong with you, and you can do something about it should you choose to. Would you elaborate a little bit
Yeah.
for us on the
Yeah.
spice of life?
So your libido is a very strong indicator of your hormonal state. Your
Mm,
libido is, for me, I connect it directly to your lust for life. It's lust.
mhm,
And and your sexuality is a large part of your life force, of this energy that flows and pulses through us that creates life. So when your libido is gone, your lust for life is simmered down as well. So
mm,
sometimes it's you're not enjoying your relationship anymore, and that needs to be addressed then. So sometimes it's your health that's telling you something is wrong if your libido is not working. That needs to be addressed. Is it your hormones that needs to be addressed? So your libido is a fantastic indicator of what's going on mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And if it's wonky, this is your body telling you something. Change your
mm.
partner, change your lifestyle, change your habits, get
Pay
on HRT
attention.
if you have to, which I also think it's not a taboo. And then there's also the bit where if you love your husband, your partner, and it's just, it doesn't feel like you want to do it anymore or you're too tired, you have to remember that that lovemaking is going to increase your happy hormones, your oxytocin, and it's going to be bringing down the cortisol and regulating your stress. And when you're in a happy, intimate relationship with your partner, life just feels so much better.
Mm,
Everything
it's a
is just
natural,
easier.
it's a natural
You
vitamin.
exactly vitamin S.
Oh, yes. We've just made a new vitamin. Yes. Thank you, Liz. I
There
think
we
we
are.
can leave it at that for today. So it's been really, really pleasurable chatting to you. I'll put all of your details. So if anybody wants to get hold of Liz and find out about all of the tricks that she has up her sleeve from her years and years of knowledge. And thank you so much for giving us your spiel today.
Thanks so much for having me, Nidia.